We've got to talk about the Star Wars Unlimited Showcase variants, which, by the way, we have not pulled on the channel yet. So, channel member JSC is taking their shot. Yes, I'm using the marker, but I'm not opening the marker or the cap. I'm using the whole marker, so this is technically different. JSC, this box is for you. Everything will be coming your way as we get things cracking here, but I wanted to take some time and just have a conversation about these showcase cards. So we know Star Wars Unlimited popping off, had to have an announcement about the reprint. Oh, we got some, check that out. This pack is going to be gas. We got some information about reprints coming down the pipeline, so let's hit it, JSC, good luck, and let's talk showcase variants. For those who don't know, the showcase are the big hits. They're the big chases. They're the collectible cards that everyone wants to get their hands on in Star Wars Unlimited, and these cards have pushed people to spend a lot of money on boxes, and the value of these cards has, well, let's just call it what it is. Ooh, great rare hit with the red 3 already. The value of those cards has skyrocketed recently as people are adding them to collections, putting them in decks to bling out, and, just overall experiencing the Star Wars IP in a way they haven't before. And I will say, from a design standpoint, ooh, we got something spicy in the back of this pack already. From a design standpoint, as we see the Han Solo and the repair, the right to repair, the repair that we want to do on our Star Wars Unlimited collection. I'm a big fan, personally, of things like the showcase variants in trading card games. I truly believe trading card games have to have a level of collectability. Yes, gameplay is hyper important. It is necessary. It is needed. It drives people to get involved in the game in the first place, to stick around in the game long term. I love gameplay, and I play TCGs probably way more than I should at this point in my life. However, people often undervalue collectability in trading card games. The idea of having something like the showcase variant, I think, is wildly important to give us the chance to attack Star Wars from on multiple fronts. To be able to say, hey, I'm going to get involved in Star Wars Unlimited, and I'm going to do it in any number of ways. So all in all, I'm a big fan of the showcase cards. Now, if Star Wars were to do the showcase cards in a way where the showcase cards were super limited, they were powerful pieces to play the game, and you essentially needed them to play the game, that would be, in my opinion, a failure. That is not how I like collectability and chase to be done in booster boxes. It is probably the easiest way to drive collectability and the value of cards on the secondary market, and we see some of that with, the most playable cards. Oh, the Boba Fett Legendary. Oh, I had a minor heart attack there for a second. Okay, Boba Fett Legendary, still fantastic hit, great card. You love to see it in foil, but I thought we were going to talk showcases and get a showcase. But then, while that might be the easiest way to drive collectability, I think it hurts you in the long run, and frankly, I think it's a bit lazy. I love the idea. Ooh, I thought for a second. I got excited. I love the fact that you can have, some affordable cards and then have people chase things down, chase versions of these affordable cards. But we see this, this idea of chase and this idea of what's collectible, what's valuable, really in Star Wars Unlimited right now is driven by the showcase and by the playability of cards. As the most playable cards, as I'm sure we've seen on the secondary market, your Darth Vaders and things like that, and even some of the rares that will hopefully hit in this box are really driving the price. Oh, hold on. You're My Only Hope is upside down. Is this it? I know that would not be the correct slot, but You're My Only Hope being upside down threw me for a loop. The Bombing Run and the Wampa. First of all, great hyperspace foil variant. You love to see that. But when it comes to the price of showcase, there's a lot of things to consider. First, when you tie the game to an IP like Star Wars, the collectability of the game will always be at least partially driven by the underlying characters, their IP, and people's pull back into that world, back into the Star Wars universe. And we're seeing a lot of that, especially early in the Star Wars Unlimited secondary market. A lot of your most collectible showcase cards, your highest value showcase cards, were in fact driven not as much by the playability. Ooh, Death Star Stormtrooper, good hit in the showcase there. wasn't always driven by the collectibility or by the playability of the card, but was often driven by people's, just tied to the characters and the stories and everything represented by the card game. Now, as the market and the game and the community matures, we've had, cards in our hand for some time now. We see playability. Ooh, another Boba Fett. Look at that, back-to-back Boba Fetts. Boba Fett! We see that kind of taking a shift, and where, yes, some of our showcases are still valuable because of their, their pull, their tie, their IP, the characters, but it's really separating itself to the powerful cards in the game being your more valuable showcases, and the cards that people have coveted within the TCG itself, outside of the stories of Star Wars, to be the most chase versions of the cards. Now, is that always going to be the case? And this is where we get to talk set two showcases. And again, I want to touch on reprint showcase because I feel very strongly about that. I always think because of this multiple ways you can be pulled into the showcase, multiple ways you can be incentivized to collect Star Wars, whether it's through the stories, through the characters, or, through blinging out your deck or just falling in love with the TCG. Because of this, I am a big fan, of the stance that your collection will always hold value, and we don't need to juice that value in any artificial ways. And what I mean by that is I am not afraid of the reprint when it comes to the long-term value of the showcase cards. Now, I am not saying that means that the showcase cards will not go down when the product is reprinted. If you think I'm saying that, you're not hearing me, and I need to do better about sharing the message I am trying. Ooh, Foil Traitorous, great pull there. The message I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, if you are buying in on showcase cards, it's because you love this game, you love everything going on, and you're probably not doing it for the short term. And for those to continue to hold value in the long term, be something that people covet. Ooh, the Jedi lightsaber, couple bucks there. Ooh, and Zeb. And for that to continue to happen, the game has to continue to grow and has to continue to reach new hands and be popular, be something that people want to not only play once or twice, but constantly come back to. And for that to happen, product has to be readily available. I am very passionate about that, as the product on the shelves binds all things when it comes to, ooh, Asteroid Sanctuary. I didn't even notice it back there. Look at the art on this card. It's fantastic. So for that to happen, I believe the community has to continue to grow. And while we will definitely 100% on the reprint see a slight downturn in prices, I'm sure, sealed boxes will be the biggest, most drastic downturn in price, as things will come back down to a reasonable price. Channel members on this channel paid $120 per box for everything shipped to their door, because we always try to hook them up with a good deal. But I want to see, ooh, Jedi lightsaber in hyperspace now, and Black 1. Look at this pack. This pack is gas right here. This is a gas pack. Let's go. So I think we'll see that come down. I don't think we will see the showcases crash. We will see them come down in price, but I would not be concerned about that in the long term. And in the same vein, in the same kind of conversation as we put the foil TIE Fighter in the wrong spot there. In the same conversation, I do want to make sure it's known that I want the reprint of Star Wars Unlimited not include showcases or anything crazy. It should be a direct reprint. Star Wars is a big enough IP. The Star Wars Unlimited community is big enough. Oh my gosh, there's so much value in this box right now. There's so much value in this box right now. What is happening? A K2SO and a hyperspace foil bombing run. Let's freaking go. What a box. I want to see this box reprinted in its entirety. Don't change the version. Don't take anything out. Reprint it so that the new people coming in experience it just as you and I did. Anyone holding on to boxes to open later down the road get to experience it in the same way. The community is large enough and the fan base is dedicated enough. Don't bamboozle us with some weird second edition, some weird unlimited, and in fact, I mean, look, we have a playmat underneath here. We know what happens when games do first edition and unlimited edition. Like, this is not, we've watched this movie before. We don't need to do that. If the game continues to be good and the cards continue to be iconic and people continue to be involved as we see the fifth brother love the game and play the game, then the cards will hold their value. That is the value driver of these cards. That's the value driver and the big underlying value of showcase cards. And I really think showcase cards need to be a main part of any reprint, anything going forward with Star Wars Unlimited, because they have shown that they work. We as a community are all in on them, we like them, and we love what they represent when we add them to our decks or our collection. We've had a couple upside down cards. Let me know in the comment section if the upside down cards indicate anything. In the couple cases that I have opened for people on the channel, I haven't noticed that the upside down cards have represented any weirdness, anything crazy. Ooh, Capital City. That's such cool art. I love the Capital City art. However, they've been coming up a little bit more frequently in this box. Now, it doesn't look like we've found a showcase yet, but we will keep fighting. We will go down swinging, as we are going to get a showcase for a channel membership if it's the last box I open on this freaking channel. Ladies and gentlemen, last pack. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do. Make sure you share this video on any social media platform that talks about Star Wars Unlimited, because I like when the community grows, and it makes me happy when I scroll through and see, you know, my little channel over there. All right, ending on Spark of Rebellion seems just super fitting. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh, and JSC, this box is headed your way. All right, have a good one. Goodbye.